I said to somebody yesterday, and I'm going to say it the way I said it to the person. I was talking to him, and I said, by the time you say I do, get ready to make sure that you do, right? And somebody's like, what did he just say? I said, by the time you say I do, make sure you're ready to do, you do, which means you're ready to sit down, Igbo, you're ready to sit down where you're sitting down by the time you say I do, right? But sometimes we check out, we think, oh, values align, and then we go in, values don't align. Divorce is very high in this day and age, right? In this part of the world, almost 70% of the marriages end up in divorce, if not higher. And this is not just about, I think they're even higher in the Christian world than they are outside. And it's because, in my opinion, people are getting married for the wrong reason, getting married based on pressure from family. I think that's the worst thing that any parent can do to a child, to actually put so much pressure on your daughter or on your son to get married, just because it's cultural or it's society expects that. What every parent should actually want from their child, one, is to make sure that the child's well-being is intact, that they are emotionally, spiritually, and physically, in some cases, financially stable and healthy. That should be your priority as a parent. You're not there to put pressure on them and say, when are you going to give me kids, or when are you going to bring back a daughter for me, or a son-in-law for me. These are the kind of pressures, especially those of them that come from our part of the world, that just put an extra pressure. And you can see my emotions here going up, because I've spoken to a lot of people recently that just have silly parents, forgive me for using that word, right? They just put this pressure on these kids, and these kids can't even focus on what they want to become or what they want to do, because the parents are putting pressure. Yes, it is more important. If that child wants to get married, it'll be more important for them to get married than it is for you, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to live with that partner, not you, mother, not you, dad. So why are you putting pressure on him or her to get married, and then all of a sudden they get married based on that pressure, and then weeks, months, years after, everything is falling apart, and then you, the same parent, will come running in support of your child against that other person, but forgetting that it was your engineering that led to that person making that very hasty choice. And I say that to all the parents, including myself, that do not put any extra pressure on your child to be married. Let it be a natural decision that they make for themselves, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to live with that person and not you. If anybody with my team has taken that, make sure we post it out on our short. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Ike. I actually want to pick on that, because that is in line with both what I am, a multicultural and integrative psychotherapist, and also the reason or the pretext for why my book was written. So there's nothing wrong with your values aligning. The I do isn't because the values are misaligned, all right? It's because a lot of us go in looking at only values. We don't look at the root of the person that we're marrying. And so when you now do the I do, in the I do, I like the word actually will be used, then the nakedness comes out. And the thing when you become naked in a closed space is that shame comes in. So if prior to now, we didn't understand each other's nakedness, we start to hide. And once you start to hide, then you fall apart. It's not because the values are not aligned. And so that's the reason why, for me, the premarital pep talk is very important. And that's why I use the word pep talk. The things that we don't want to discuss, those family dysfunctions that we hide, the dirty laundry in the family that no one talks about. Well, when I become a member of your family, you can't really hide that dirty laundry anymore. And somehow it's going to come out. And if I wasn't expecting that dirty laundry, if I wasn't prepped for that dirty laundry, I might not be able to handle it.